Okay, well, basically, not really sure what happened to my Rekluse. But, you know, it's coming out. Putting in a regular clutch. I'll have to figure out what happened later. Didn't last very long. I like Rekluse, but you know, this bike, basically bought it just for Dorado Canyon. So I don't know. So, and that's why I wanted a Rekluse just for Dorado Canyon. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, it does look destroyed. I don't know. Somebody else who knows what they're looking at, well, but they don't look good. And I think to buy new Rekluse plates were going to be like really expensive. You see, these springs that come out for the Rekluse are a lot bigger than the springs that go for the regular clutch. I don't know. So yeah, took out my Rekluse and I'm putting in a stock clutch. Well, there's only one video showing a stock clutch input. God, dude. Good, cool. Kids playing. So the guy takes this out. You know, it's the spring ring. It's beveled. Well, I can see this ring in there. I don't know why I didn't take them both out together. And, you know, it's the only video on YouTube showing. And he's talking about this one. He takes it out, but this one's still in there. So, anyway, this one goes in first. Hopefully I get it right. And then the spring ring. And then the clutch plates. You know, so you only half show what you're supposed to do. It's not really a complete video. Nobody's showing you a complete video. These are new springs. The old springs are taller than the new springs. And of course the Rekluse springs are even taller yet. I'm going to put in the new springs. Might have to take it apart and put in the old springs. So anyway, as I was saying, I had to go to my Rekluse book that showed those two rings. And it said remove them. Because I got my clutch disc soaking in oil over here. So the first ring, and I guess those don't go in there with the, they have these inserts. I guess those were Rekluse specific. Yeah. So I guess those are only for a Rekluse. So all of these clips come out. And I ordered my first replacement clutch. I guess all the 250 Hondas didn't have that setup. So I'm not sure why it didn't. Not all of them had that spring ring and a smaller first clutch disc. That's what the Rekluse manual says. Not all of them had it, so. And this is an older, so they must have changed it on the newer. Okay, so first one. Yep. Oh, God. Can't open it, so you just tear it open. It's like, yeah, screw you. These things stick together pretty good. In the oil, they won't separate. And they tell you, every video I watched, it said, measure your springs. They should be this big. And like I said, my new springs are the smallest ones. Feel like I should be putting my old springs, clutch springs, back in there. They're longer than the new ones. It's like, well, they're supposed to be long. Why are the new ones short? Shorter. They're not that much shorter, but, one could be a stiffer spring. I don't know. This stuff just blows me away. Everybody's got something different. Anyway, like I said, I ordered the first clutch I ordered was the Tusk for this year, and all they gave me was the disc, no springs, and they didn't have that smaller disc, which this bike requires, supposed to have. So they must have given me a newer year clutch. Well, I thought I was supposed to finish up with the metal plate. Guess not. I don't know, that doesn't seem right. Okay, I better go check stuff. Alright, so just checking stuff. That looks correct. These are the new springs, which are not as tall as the old springs. They might be stiffer, I don't know. If the clutch doesn't feel good, I'll put in the old springs. You know, there's like 4 or 5 different clutches for. Like I said, I ordered the Tusk and it didn't have the right disc for this model. The starter disc needed to be, or maybe you could put it in without that ring disc. I don't know. Maybe that's what they did, was eliminate that. I have no clue. You know, it's hard to find information with the information highway out there. It's still hard to find information. You know, so I bought the Rekluse, saw that it didn't have the smaller disc, so I bought the Outlaw Racing. And that came with the springs and the smaller disc. And then there was, you know, you had China ones. I'm trying to remember the other company, that racing company. Maybe it was, what's that real popular one? I think it starts with an S. I can't remember. Anyway, we got Outlaw Racing clutch in here, and we'll test it out. I'll look for some more information. But it looks like my information is the most up to date. You know, I looked at Rekluse clutch plates, and those dogs are expensive. Hello? Is that Brian?
Hi, yes, sir.
How you doing, Brian?
Fantastic. How about
awesome.
for the birthday girl?
Yeah, I think she went to Carson City.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I don't know if she's coming back tonight. Okay, so back to my video. Like I said, you know, a clutch really isn't hard. So maybe someone can find that useful. You know, I had to use the Rekluse instructions, you know, to figure out what had to go back in mind from the stock clutch. Fortunately, I kept that stuff, the stock. I had to look all over for it. I was thinking, man, I hope I didn't throw that away because, you know, I don't usually do that, but wasn't sure. Was not sure, that's for sure. I found it. Had to ask God where it was. Where is it, God? So he had to show me where it was, which was awesome because I would have spent forever looking for it. Was under a bunch of stuff. That's weird. That don't look right. Huh. And now they said clutch bolts are about, I don't know, 10 pounds, not too tight. We'll see you, Brian. Come on. Okay, well. Gonna miss my Rekluse. Stock springs. Gonna have to put these in bags and mark them. Stock. Rekluse. Gee, it looks like I'm missing bolts. They didn't put it back together without bolts. I love how you do that. You take stuff to the shop. You know, all kinds of stuff looks weird, but there's an exhaust bolt right there missing. A big one. You know, I love how guys put stuff back together. Kind of like, oh, do you know where that bolt is? No? Okay. We'll just leave it out, I guess. Cool beans. I'll probably someday order new plastics for it. I think this is the first year of this model. You know, it's an older one, but still a good bike. It's Miss El Dorado is what it is. I gotta get a sticker for the swing arm, Miss El Dorado, because that's who she is. Okay, so these weren't very tight either. You know, O-ring gaskets are probably the bomb over paper gaskets. I don't know why they didn't do that on more motorcycles. They'd probably leak less oil. Paper gaskets always seem to spring a damn leak. Okay, well. All right. All right, so it appears you know that the clutch is working. I guess I did it right. Well, I'm just doing a quick Miss El Dorado test here. When they worked on my bike, they disconnected or broke the wires on the Speedo. Don't have a Speedo. And I noticed a bolt gone out of the exhaust. I'm gonna have to... I took out the Rekluse because it burned up when I bored this out. And so it's been sitting in the garage for 6 months or more. Didn't ride it, you know. I knew the clutch wouldn't take long to do, but there's only one clutch video on the internet for this bike. And I mean, it was informative, but I think he missed a step, so I didn't check my tire pressure either. Okay, well. Well, it feels smooth. Feels alright. It engages right there, which is alright, I guess. Shifts easily without the clutch. I think she's good. I'll have to check my tire pressure. I'm gonna have to get a better headlight for this thing. That's terrible. Terrible. Weak. All right, well, I would say that's a successful clutch change.